Good morning from the Catamount Hotel in Bennington, Vermont. Alrighty, well, the first shuttle has not happened yet, but we're getting close. I'm showered, ready to go. I feel pretty good this morning. Looking forward to the day. So I'm going to do this video real quick, finish packing up, and then they don't let you schedule the shuttle. He says starting at 8:15, you can just stand outside of the office and he'll know that you're ready to go back to trail. So that's what I intend to do here shortly. Um, Hope to get back on trail by 8:30, 9 o'clock, and get to walking north. I don't know. It's supposed to be kind of warm today. I think upper 80s today, and then tomorrow supposed to be the hottest day of the year. So it'll be 95 degrees, and then heavy storms in the afternoon. So, but anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and I guess the plan for the day is at least 10 miles. I don't know. I'm just gonna have to feel it out and see how I feel getting back on trail after being off for 8-9 days or so. I guess it's been 8 days of 8 zeros, I guess. Hopefully, I can go at least 15, and then like the stretch goal, there's a shelter area at 20 as well. So I don't know. Getting started at 9 o'clock, first day back. I'm not sure that I'll make that. There's a lot of climbing today, but I feel good about 15 miles today. I may have to feel good by 10, but let's have to feel it out and see how it goes. All right, see y'all when I get to the trail. All right, back on trail. The trail across the road there. And here's the next white blaze. Man, this is pretty too. Look at this. All right, 580 miles to go. Let's rock and roll. It's the first one of these signs that have been white. They're always brown. It's the Glastonbury Wilderness of the Green Mountain National Forest. Okay, I've been going for a bit now. I've been hiking 2 hours and 40 minutes. And I've gone almost 5.5 miles. The first mile was a pretty steep climb. It was like 1,500 almost feet of elevation gain. Actually, maybe not 1,500 the first mile. That may have been like in the first 1.6 miles or something. Either way, it was pretty steep. But since then, it's been up, but pretty forgiving. There for a bit. I had a baby in my left knee. I've just been kind of going fairly slow and deliberate on the rougher terrain with the rocks and the roots. In the spots we have that, just trying to slowly let my body remember how to do this after my 8-day hiatus. But for the most part, I'm feeling pretty good. Making pretty decent time, all things considered. It's been pretty dense green. There was one little bit of a view, just like a small opening in the trees, not much. There were 2 people sitting there having a break. As far as people go, I've seen like 8 hikers so far today, which is a lot considering I've been on trail like 2 hours and 40 minutes. Let's see. I've seen nobody going southbound. One guy passed me coming out of the shelter, the one like 1.6 in, and then the others I've passed when they were taking breaks or whatever, getting water or something. So weather's pretty mild actually. It was 62 this morning when I got up. It was already up in the 70s when I started. But it's not that bad. And we got another 4 or 5 days of hot with some storms the next couple days. Once I get to Killington, man, it's looking beautiful. Like highs in the low to mid 70s every day, lows in the 50s. We get through this week and, I don't know, it's been easy trying to think, I want to get this done. But, when you start thinking big miles or big chunks of time, it gets overwhelming. I just remind myself you haven't thought like that for 1,600 miles. Why start now? So I had to remind myself this morning, I need to just be looking at the next few days, the next resupply, and don't think much beyond that, and just kind of do what I feel like doing. Like I said yesterday, I don't know, I've been thinking a lot on the drive, or I was thinking a lot on the drive here, that I need to not be wishing away this whole experience. You know, the best is yet to come as far as scenery goes. So I'm just going to hike what I feel like hiking and do what I want to do the next couple weeks and see how it goes. I just had to filter 2 liters of water out of this little bitty stream. But it's ice cold. All right, my pack is heavy again. I had drank pretty much all my 2 liters of water. I just had to stop and get some more. Getting close to Glastonbury Fire Tower. And I heard from Prime Time a little bit ago, and she's on her way this way. So I'll probably see her tomorrow. Sorry, I kind of stopped abruptly there. I heard someone coming up behind me. So I think I left off saying, I think we'll see Prime Time sometime tomorrow. And I don't even know if she's hiking a day or 2 or 3 or what her plan is. But that's kind of neat to hike with somebody, meet them in the Smokies, and then they do another section and meet up with them in Vermont. And my goodness, I gotta say one other thing. You all have been way too kind to me. Okay, maybe not too kind, but you all have been very kind to me with virtual trail magic lately. Big thank you to my Uncle Davey. He sent me some virtual trail magic yesterday. I'm on a long stretch out in the woods this time, but I got a bunch of trail magic to use next time I go to town. Actually, I probably got enough for next 2 or 3 times I go to town. But all right, getting close to this fire tower here. All right, check this out, the top of Glastonbury Fire Tower. Beautiful.
Bagel boy and crazy cookie, you know, I guess.
Oh, I like that! Bagel boy, I'll take it.
Bagel boy is fun.
I am the one who insisted on taking that.
As you can hear,
So that
Bagels are great.
I'm into a bad bubble of loud people. There's a wind farm way over there. I don't think I've showed you much of the Vermont forest. So we've had some stretches of the trail today that were kind of cruisy, but more often than not, we get this. So there's just enough rocks and roots on the trail that you kind of have to go slow in a lot of parts and kind of pick your way through. Had a good bit of climbing early today. I didn't do the total ups and downs with all the little ups and downs, but I know the high point was 2,500 feet higher than where I started. I've done 16 so far. Have 3 more to go to the shelter I'm going to stop at. And give me 19 for the first day back, which I'm happy with. I mean, I haven't done it yet, but my feet hurt a little bit, but just to be expected. I think the not hiking and too many showers, I lost some of the calluses that had built up to protect my feet, especially on the balls of my feet. I'm glad to have these new shoes. It makes a world of difference. Let's see, what else? My knee's been pretty good all day. I've rolled my ankle a couple of times, but you know, I do that every day. It's just hard not to roll them a little bit every day, multiple times. So there's been a lot of people today, and I think you guys could probably hear when I was at the top of the fire tower. When a bunch of them got together, they were loud. The other thing that was really weird today, there have been several like unfriendly hikers. which I've not encountered before now. 4 different people today, and they weren't wearing earbuds. I looked. Like when I said hello, completely ignored me, which is very odd. So I don't know, not thrilled about the bubble of people I'm in. There are some nice people. I've talked to a few. We've gotten to meet a few of them, but by and large, this is a very different bubble that I've been in today. So hope to get out of it quick and get a little bit different scenario going on trail. Ugh. So far, I don't know, Vermont's called Vermud, like Pennsylvania's called Roxylvania. There have been some small parts that are very muddy, but there's always like a way over, like with boards or a log or some way around. I slid off one rock, got the toe of my shoe in some mud earlier, but other than that, hadn't been bad. So beautiful and calm. All right, I'm gonna make this quick. We had enough people being loud around this camp. So did 19, good to be back on trail. It was fairly easy, I guess. There was some climbing early on, but for the most part, I felt good. Got 19 miles in, so I'm pretty happy about all that. Got no cell service tonight, but I didn't get here till about 7 o'clock. Got set up, ate dinner, put my bear bag away, got the chores done. It's about 8:30 right now, and I'm going to bed. Have a good night, everybody. See you tomorrow. Good morning. It is 6:45 a.m. I've been walking about 15 minutes, and I had to start off out of camp with a climb. And I slept hard last night. I kind of woke up and tossed and turned a little bit, but I felt like I never really woke all the way up when I was tossing and turning. I slept hard, almost didn't want to get up this morning. I think 19 miles on my first day back after 8 miles of no hiking may have been a bit much. My knees and feet were still rebelling this morning. It took me a few minutes to let them wake up. Kind of still letting them wake up. I always kind of go pretty slow in the morning at first, kind of warm up and just enjoy the morning anyway. So, the trouble bubble that I camped around last night. There were a bunch of people. There was only like 4 or 5, I think, that identify or call themselves the trouble bubble. They were loud until about, I don't know, it was, once it got dark, they actually quieted down pretty good, and I thought I heard them talking about building a fire, but luckily they didn't. One of them did put a tent up inside of a shelter. Come on, you're a thru hiker, you know better. But anyway, I think they're all going to do 21 today and go into a town. So I'm not doing that. So hopefully I won't have to deal with them anymore. It wasn't that bad. It was just not typical thru hiker etiquette. Let's see, what else? I had cell service for 1 second last night. I got 1 bar of LTE, and I had a text from Emily, and Emily is Primetime. I don't know that she's really keeping that name Primetime. I think that was more of a joke. I'm not sure. I don't really remember how she actually got the name. But anyway, I had a text from her saying she was close and trying to figure out exactly where to meet up today. I got 1 text to go, then I lost service and have not been able to get service since. So I know there's a parking lot just over 3 miles from here. I'm hoping maybe she's just there. If not, I may not get service again. I don't even know if for sure there, but Stratton Mountain's coming up today and Stratton Pond, which are, I don't know, pretty big. I don't know what milestones, but they're places that typically talked about on these vlogs, and I've heard of them and seen them before, so looking forward to that. Stratton's a pretty good climb. But oh well, that's what we're here for, climbing mountains. I think all else is pretty good. Had a little bit of a chafing issue develop yesterday, which I normally don't have too many issues with that. I addressed it, but I must not have addressed it enough because I already know this morning it's going to be a nuisance. I'm going to stop and deal with that in a little bit. Anyway, other than Stratton, I'm hoping the terrain today isn't bad because the elevation doesn't look too terrible. And that's all I've got for now. Just, temperature wise. I don't know if I said this yesterday. Yesterday was supposed to be really warm, and then today was the hottest day of the year for Bennington, and it was gonna be like 95 degrees. It never really got that hot yesterday. It was warm, but it was not hot. And there was usually a little bit of a breeze. And I thought, you know what, we're probably at elevation enough again that the temperature is different here than it is in town. So I looked at atweather.org. High today here is like 83, not 95. So that's good. Last night, the low, I think the weather thing said 61. And it had to be about that. I have my 10-degree quilt now, and it was, I couldn't keep it all the way on me or anything, but it wasn't hot and sticky. So I'm happy about that. I guess we're just far enough north now that the nighttime temperatures will be more pleasant for sleeping. All right, I talked to Emily a few minutes ago, maybe 10 minutes ago, and with the lack of cell signal, and she doesn't have gut hook, which I didn't realize, so she couldn't find the parking lot. So they were driving, but to the wrong spot. I was able to send them the pin to this parking lot, and she is on her way here with her ride now, but it's going to be 30 minutes or so. So I just stopped and filtered water. I'm going to find somewhere to sit down and have a break. Looks like there's some shade over here. I'm going to have a break for a bit. So it looks like the trail goes right over there. Just a brief walk down this road. All right, back on trail, walking north again. Emily showed up. It took her a little bit of, we had some communication issues with the lack of cell service and technological stuff. But anyway, she got a great welcome because she got out of the car and she gets to start hiking a 1,700 foot climb. Like a good morning there.
It is a beautiful morning. We're on the mountain.
Yeah, it is a beautiful morning, really. And we're going to be on top of Stratton Mountain and then Stratton Pond, which is supposed to be beautiful. So, I don't know. Don't have much else to say for now. I'll show you when we get up there. I think there's a fire tower up there as well. I made it up to the top. I'm going to go up there and see what it looks like from up there. This is Stratton Mountain. All right, here's the view from the top. And this one has window panes, a glass in every pane. So we don't have any kind of clear views. Stratton Pond is beautiful, and the water was great for swimming. It's got a little bath out there, and the trail goes just along. So I've only done 10.5 or so today. I think we're going to try to do another 5-ish tonight. But is that not beautiful? So I must have missed it. I don't think there was a sign. I asked some other people, but we're over 3/4 of the way. to Mount Katahdin. So as of about an hour ago, maybe less, 3/4 of the trail is done. Whew. For some reason, it feels like I have further to go than I felt like before, knowing there's still a quarter left. But anyway, we've got some thunder rolling in. There's chances of storms mostly between 5 and 9 p.m. today, and a little bit overnight, but mostly just between 5 and 9. I'm hearing some thunder. It's getting a little dark to the west. Probably going to stop at the first good stealth spot we can find. If we don't find anything in the next 1.2, there's a shelter with some tenting. However, that shelter is a half-mile off trail, and it says there's 3 tent platforms and just room for a few tents. So as many people as we've been around lately, there may not even be room. Although a big group of them are going to town today, to Manchester Center, and some are still behind. So I don't know. I'm not sure if it would even be worth the risk to go the half mile and then there not be room. So hoping to find a good stealth spot somewhere in about a mile so I can get 15 in today. Took a little bit of a long break at Stratton Pond. That was just a beautiful pond. Felt so good to swim and clean up a little bit. I mean, just so I can come back and sweat more. But anyway, the trail has been pretty gentle this last hour or two. Hoping that continues. But hopefully we can get all set up before the rain comes. All right. The rain has let up a little bit. We're actually in a shelter right now. And it poured. I've got clothes, stuff hung everywhere. I'm in my sleep clothes. My goodness, it rained really hard for, I don't know, it started raining hard and we found the sign that said shelter 0.5. So we took that. Luckily, no one's in the shelter. So we set up in here and it's a nice shelter. Hopefully no one else comes. Since it's a half mile off trail, hopefully not. But my goodness. A minute ago, the lightning and thunder was so strong. All right, as you can hear, still raining. Very happy that we made it to this shelter. Hear the thunder? A little bit ago, the cracks of lightning were crazy. I thought it was going to be just a quick rain that maybe lasted a little bit. I'm glad we got in here because it's been going non-stop. Anyway, it's about 7:50, had dinner, had a Mountain House meal tonight, and I don't know, we're sitting here trying to figure out the plan. I'll show you guys Primetime/Emily in a minute. She's not sure if she's leaving tomorrow or the next day, so she's going to figure out where she's going to get picked up, and I got to figure out where I'm going to go the next couple days. So I've got 57 miles to Rutland, which is my next resupply. And I don't know if I got 57 miles worth of food. So she gave me one dinner that she had an extra. So that should make it okay. Anyway, that's all I have for tonight. So I'll let Emily say hi and then I'm going to go ahead and close this one out. So come back tomorrow because I'll be climbing Bromley Mountain.
It's been fun, and it's definitely the way to figure out if you want to do this for real, because walking into camp soggy and having to get situated and set up camp was definitely an adventure, but
it rained hard, didn't it?
It did. We were soaked and dripping, water pouring out of our boots and socks, and we just wrung our clothes out again. But yeah, we're looking forward to a good day tomorrow, and it was a good day today, so glad I got to get into it.
All right. Good night, everybody. Come back tomorrow when I hope the rain is done. It's supposed to be done by 9 p.m., I think, so we will see if that holds true. No cell service at all, so we can't check any weather or look at any radars tonight. All right, have a good night.